was amazing.
I think I was so unfamiliar with anything from the NICU. The terms, and they throw a lot of that at you. And I think I probably asked them, between us and all of our parents, asked them the same questions over and over and over. And they answered them, and they did it
They
kindly.
just genuinely
and
care.
They did. They were very what I appreciate, it was very hard to hear at the time, but they were very honest. They said, this is, with a baby born at this age, this is what could happen. And he would say, we have to check for a brain bleed, and we have to check his heart. And it was all so overwhelming. But at the same time, it was good for them to not give us false hope.
Did you ever talk to anybody in the NICU about your grief, or did they address your grief?
The nurses there were fantastic. First of all, I didn't want to go up there. I was terrified to even see him. I was terrified to look at Elliott. But by the time that they wheeled me up there, our first night nurse had made him a sign with his name on it and little sports things. And that sticks with me because I thought that was so sweet.
Did it make you feel like he was a real person?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they were just... I remember the first time I held him, Michelle said, we had one nurse a lot that we got really attached to, and she was like, yeah, you can touch him. He's your baby. When at first, they're like, don't touch him. Get away from... And, she was kind of more... They just all taught us how to take care of a 2-pound baby. And they did an amazing job at what they did. And a couple of them talked about our grief with us. I can't remember specifically, but we're very kind and compassionate.
Is there anything in particular that somebody did regarding the grief that stood out to you?
I remember Andy, one of our nurses, let my sister come in very early because my sister had to leave, and she said, so she allowed her to come in early and meet him when she wasn't really supposed to. One of the nurses, I can't remember her name, when we were in the waiting room, came and held Elliott. This was further out, and let Walker see him because Walker he was so little, he wasn't allowed
to go in there.
So she brought him out. It was kind of late at night, and she let us. And I will forever remember the one that helped us give him his first bath. She was she was very encouraging. Another thing is,
it's just on the kangaroo care is what they call it. Or they skin on skin. They want you to hold the baby. So I would go up there every night and get to do that. And that was just amazing, sitting there for an hour, 2 hours with them.
But they also did equally as good of a job saying you need to go home and go to bed and take care of yourself because you have to. They were very good about us needing rest and saying, you can call us at any time. I didn't grieve while we were in the hospital. And so a lot hit me when we got home. The one thing that first year that helped a lot was Mend Ministries that used to be Missing Motherhood. And I started going to that. It connected me with other mothers when I was very much isolated. I think it was helpful.
Is there anything going away from the hospital that you could have used in terms of long-term or outreach from the NICU or from the hospital after you went home?
There was a paper given to me about some grief groups, but
who knows where it went, and
who knows. I had a chart that coming home, and so nothing at that point was registering.
Would it have helped if somebody had contacted you 3 weeks or 2 weeks or a month afterwards and said to you specifically, how is your grief, and are you aware of some community resources? Would that have been helpful?
Yeah, it definitely gets better, but you'll have days that are difficult. It's just not every day.
And now you have another baby too. You had another pregnancy after that.
A big surprise. She's put a little Band-Aid on our hearts. I don't think that's the answer to everything because a lot of people don't go on to have other kids. And if you would have asked me if I would try to get pregnant at that point, I would have, no way. So the Lord really blessed us with her. She's wonderful. I mean,
and what's her name?
Eden.
Yeah.
All of our kids bring us so much joy.
Yeah.
They are blessings.